Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and to my week 20 Mounjaro Tirzepatide update. This week brought some challenges that prompted changes. And yes, a dose bump. I just started today the 8.5 milligrams of Tirzepatide, and let me tell you, we've got a lot to talk about, from a slight weight gain to tired muscles and trashing temptation. This past week has been real. So grab a cup of tea and your favorite healthy snack and let's dive in. Personal progress update. So because weight changes every day based on a variety of factors, I go by my average weight. To get that, I add on my morning weights for the past week and divide by 7 to get an average weight for the week. This week's weight average tells me that I gained 1.2 pounds this week, going from 237.1 to 238.3. It stings anytime you take a step in the wrong direction. It does. There's no way to soften that blow. The gain was in the past 2 days, which was like actually more than 1.2 pounds over the last 2 days and it threw off the whole week's average. Anyway, so the past 2 days were so high it threw off the average for the whole week. But that gain coupled with my struggles this week pushed me to go ahead and bump my dose to 8.5. I was scheduled to do that next week anyway. I just did it a week early. As for my fasting blood sugar, it actually dropped 3 points, now sitting at 143, but my continuous glucose monitor time and range went down from 94% to 89%. So I'm going to be keeping a close eye on that. I'm predicting that it's going to improve this coming week. And I'll tell you why in a moment. Now for energy, y'all, I have been so exhausted for the last couple of days, and I don't know why. Like, my husband is so exhausted, my husband even noticed it. Because I tend to kind of hide things, how I'm feeling and things like that. So, just because I don't want him to worry. Yeah, my energy I've been exhausted in the evenings the last couple of days. It's just been unreal. The last time I felt this exhausted was when my blood sugar was like super high. So my struggle this past week, I went on a vegan protein bar binge, not once, but twice, in the last 2 days. But even on the other days, I had 3 instead of the 1 that I had planned in my meals. So I was getting more calories in every day. I bought them to help, and they did the opposite. And of course, when I started binging on them, my water intake suffered. So no surprise there. It's really hard to do the good things when you're stuck in a loop of making bad choices. I was disappointed in myself. And honestly, I think it was emotional eating from being frustrated over my weight and blood sugar not moving in the right direction for the past 4 months. And it's just a vicious cycle. So to combat that, I handed the rest of the bars to my husband and I asked him, please, honey, throw these in the trash. And the trash guys just pick them up. So out of sight, out of mind. And honestly, I find that battling a binge eating disorder is so much easier when you can keep temptation out of the house. And apparently those protein bars have become a temptation for me. For me, controlling my environment is key to controlling my binge eating behavior. So yeah, I'm not perfect. Guess what? So side effects and adjustments. Nausea popped up here and there. The first couple of days after, and the last couple of days, and I'm thinking the addition, the extra protein in the protein bars was not helping there. But thankfully it wasn't major or unmanageable. I'm kind of wondering the correlation with if it had to do with the protein bars or not getting on my water in the last 2 days. Since the protein bars are gone for good, I may never know, and I'm okay with that. So This new 8.5 milligram dose is a hopeful shift. I'm aiming for more satiety and less struggle. I really think the lower dose just wasn't enough. Anyway, so another change this week is I also changed my shot day. I have been taking my shot on Thursdays, and Thursdays is my busy running around the community day. It's the day I pay my bills. It's the day I buy groceries. It's the day I make donations. It's just a busy day. So I moved my shot day up a day to Wednesday, which is today, because I was just feeling stressed and rushed trying to get everything done on Thursday, and I was like, why do I need to add stress to my life when I don't need to? So I just moved it to Wednesday, and I think it's going to be a really positive thing for me. That will allow me to breathe a little more on Thursday mornings. So diet and nutrition. Otherwise, aside from the protein bars, my meals were simple. Breakfast was usually a smoothie or oatmeal. Lunch looked like sauteed vegetables with not sauteed. I air fried those babies. And 2 Gardein sausage patties. And I sliced my sandwich bread into 4 equal pieces and just made little Gardein sausage sandwiches. Dinner was a salad with a bright lemony dressing that was slightly tart and slightly sweet. It was delicious, simple, filling, and satisfying. And honestly, I prefer keeping my meals simple because the easier I can make my meal choices, the easier it is to make the right meal choices, provided I don't have temptation in the house. That temptation, though, it's a killer. Exercise and activity. Okay, so I had a setback there as well this week. I couldn't do my daily walk for 3 days. I could walk, but I couldn't do my daily walk for 3 days this week because I pulled a muscle in my heel. I don't know how I did that, because apparently as you get older, you go to bed feeling just fine, but then you wake up with extra pains that you didn't have when you went to bed. Anyway, just the joys of getting older. But I did get to go outside and mow the lawn yesterday, and halfway through, my glutes were on fire. Not sore, just super fatigued. Like when you've over exercised and the muscle fatigue where you're like, I just can't do this anymore. That's what it felt like. And I'm not sure if it's the meds or the 3 days of inactivity or both or something else entirely. So I don't know. I'm just going to have to see if that happens again. But still, for the week, activity-wise, I showed up the best I could. Medication insights and community questions. Like I said earlier, I increased my dose from 6.375 to 8.5. I really believe the 6.375 just wasn't suppressing my appetite the way it used to. I'm hoping this increase helps to reset things. As far as comments and questions, you guys were quiet again this week, and that's okay. But feel free to drop a question or comment below anytime. So I didn't get to catch up on any new research about Mounjaro or GLP-1s this week, so I'm not up to date on the news. But if you've seen anything interesting, please share it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. So motivation and mindset. What's been keeping me going? The key word this week has been self-compassion. The journey is long. And there are weeks where you feel like a superhero, and there are weeks when you feel like you've tripped over your own shoelaces. And that was what this week felt like. But I just keep reminding myself that progress isn't always linear. 1 week's struggle doesn't erase all the victories that came before it. And, just to remind you, I've already lost 70 pounds on my own without the help of any medication or any diets. But if you're on this journey too, just remember you're not alone. Give yourself grace, learn, adjust, and keep going. And the reason I'm sharing my struggles with continuing to lose weight, even with the Tirzepatide, is because I know I'm not alone. I know there's more of you guys out there. I know it. And I think, that we can support each other. So that's it for week 20. One rough week doesn't define your whole story. And I'm resetting with this new dose, tossing the temptations, and drinking my water like it's a full-time job. So if this resonated with you, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, comment below with your own wins or your struggles. I want to hear from you. So we're in this together. I'll see you next week for week 21. Until next time, stay healthy in heart.